afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Wisconsin Speedway for this Group 1 program. As I told the drivers in the drivers meeting, it's not perfect, but it's probably the most promising weather we've had for this group in the past 6 weeks maybe. But we are starting a little bit early to try to make sure we get in as much of this program as we can. We do have a window we're working with, and we've got a couple of makeup features to take care of as well here. So the show is starting off today with a makeup 25-lap feature for the Brackets Market four-cylinder pros. Also makeup feature for the Goslin Insurance Super Streets today, and then regular heats and features for our crate modified, the 207 crate modifieds, Pro Stocks, and Thunder 4 Minis. Lineup for this one, we'll have Emmett Walker at the point of the number 20. He's out of New Vineyard. Adam Taylor out of Soswan in the 8. Jay Plummer out of Oak Bay in the number 45. Roddy Romano from Livermore Falls in the number 78. Brody Picard out of Palmyra in the 99. Jacoby Thacker from Winthrop in car number 51. Max Barlin also out of Winthrop in the number 26. Taylor Lane in the number 70 out of Phillips. Jackson Mosad out of Arundel in the number 88. Your opening day winner, Chastity Shorty in car number 19, and Dylan Anderson out of Warren will fill out the field here for your makeup feature race for the Brackets Market four-cylinder pros. Chief starter Dave Sturgis ready to turn loose. Pace car will head in, and we are getting ready to go racing. Maybe. Maybe not. Jackson Moorside hopping the curb over there in turn 4 and might need a push to get out of there. So we'll go lights out this time by the stripe. Emmett Walker and Adam Taylor will look for the green next time around. All clear from Mike Carlton over there in turn 1 and 2. Yeah, we've had 4 or 5 talented young drivers join this class from area go-kart tracks and have really stepped up their game in the early going here. Green flag is out. We are underway and racing for Group 1 night here at Wisconsin Speedway as we'll finish up the month of May. A month of frustration for a lot of drivers, and we are just looking forward to getting in a program for you today. Adam Taylor will take the lead. Taylor is a championship go-kart racer up the road at LSD Motorsports Park in Richmond. His dad is a former mini-stock champion here in Wisconsin, Jason Taylor. Also ran some early pass modified races back in the day. And Adam has got the hammer down in the early going. He already stretched it out to a half straightaway lead over Jay Plummer in that number 45. Chastity Shorty, the opening day winner back in mid-April. She's picking her way halfway up through the field already, patiently working that outside lane. Jackson Moside is right there with her. Moside had to restart at the tail end of the field after having that issue on the pace lap. This is a 25-lap makeup feature for the Brackets Market four-cylinder pros. Again, if you're just arriving, apologies for you called an audible just about an hour ago and changed up the starting time to 4:30 today, just to make sure we were able to get in the racing today with the window we have. Second place car, Jay Plummer, is now in the clear. Emmett Walker has got a pair running behind him. Walker running in third right now in the number 20. Jackson Moside and Max Parlin are side by side for fourth and behind him. Chastity Shorty now starting to fade back a little bit. She had made her way up in the fifth at one point and has lost 3 spots in the process since then. That interval is up to 2.5 seconds now over the first 8 laps. Taylor, rookie in the class. Jay Plummer in the 45. He's a rookie in the class. Emmett Walker started in this division halfway through last season. So again, some talented young rookies now in this class. Has bumped the numbers back up. It was kind of waning last year, but this year 11 drivers to start the season, all 11 of them back today. And I understand we may have another 1 or 2 drivers in the lanes ready to join this class as well. Taylor still the fastest one on the track, 0.2 faster than Jay Plummer last time. That lead is up over 3 seconds now.
Halfway that time across the line, and Jackson Moorside is certainly the big mover. Had to start shotgun after heading to the pits early, and he is challenging for third. Hot on the heels of the 20, Emmett Walker. Walker currently rounds out the top 3, Moorside 4th, and Max Parlin makes up your top 5 in the 26. Lap 15. Make that this time around, lap 15. Should be 10 laps to go. Adam Taylor putting on a clinic out of Searsmont. Jay Plummer has a comfortable cushion in second over Emmett Walker. But third place is the battle on the track. Up front, that is, but we've got a heated one in the second half of the field. Brody Pickard trying to fend off Taylor Lane. Lane gets sideways out of 4 and hangs on to it with a little twitch. That thing almost overcorrected, but a nice save by Taylor Lane. She does lose 2 spots out of that one, including another spot to Jacoby Thacker. So Taylor Lane is now back to 9th. One car is about to go a lap down. Everybody else is on the lead lap. The 81, Dylan Anderson, the rookie, goes 1 lap down. And the 45 there had a comfortable cushion, but it is dwindling, it appears. Emmett Walker is tightening it up just a little bit, but he's also got to race defensively with Moorside hot on the back bumper.
Inside the final 5. And his next side, the closest battle there for the 3rd spot. Emmett Walker's got it, looking to get his first podium. Actually, all 3 of these drivers searching for their first podium. That lead is stabilized now at just about 3.5 seconds for Adam Taylor. Popsicle sticks up, 2 laps to go. In just his second race here on the big track, he has been in charge of this one right from the drop of the green flag, and he's going to have 3/8 of a mile to go when they come back to the stripe this time. Jay Plummer comfortable in second, but he's still going to have to concentrate on hustling that number 45 car around the track. Emmett Walker fending off Jackson Moorside. Up front, double checkers up. Adam Taylor will get the win. Great job. 3 new drivers making their first podium appearance here today at Wiscasset Speedway. And as I said, we love first-time winners. Let's send things trackside. Nick Huff's got your top 3.
Yeah, that's right. And Adam Taylor is holding on to a checkered flag from his victory lap, but we are going to be able to swap that one out, and he's going to be able to keep this one forever. His second race on a big track, second race at Wiscasset Speedway. A rookie gets his first feature win around, Maine's biggest and fastest. And this is a special thing that we do here at Wiscasset to commemorate those first feature wins around this track. All right, folks, give him a round of applause. Adam Taylor. Here you go, bud. Hold that one high and proud. Adam Taylor leads it wire to wire. Caution-free race, had him covered. I guess looking at the lap times, you were 0.2 faster the entire race. Man, you got this thing hooked up.
Yeah, I was fast all day. Practice, I was fastest, and catered to the future.
Who do you got for sponsors on the 8 ride?
My dad and grandfather.
All right, Adam Taylor, everybody. Jay Plummer and Adam Walker. We'll get you guys up here for some top 3 photos. Jay Plummer, let's go over here real quick. Yeah, man, you did have a couple car length cushion there, but it seemed like right at the end they were reeling it back just a little bit. Had to keep an eye in the rearview mirror a little bit, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. No, it got a little loose at the end, and we drove through it, but I'm glad to be here already.
Any sponsors on the 45 ride?
Oh, I have to thank Roundup Marine and F&A Landscaping, and, of course, JFab. So.
All right, Jay Plummer, glad to see you here in Victory Lane. Jay Plummer with runner-up honors. Emmett Walker also with his top 3. With his first top 3, we love to see all new faces in Victory Lane. Certainly exciting stuff as they take some top 3 photos. And as always, Victory Lane at Wiscasset Speedway is brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts Napa with 30 locations across the state of Maine. Emmett Walker, congratulations on your first top 3 around here. Who do you want to thank on the 20 ride?
My dad and my mom, and my Uncle Sam for sponsoring.
How's it feel to go home with your first piece of hardware from Wiscasset?
Pretty good. The motor's blowing up at the end, so it's whatever, but.
All right, we'll see you back out there for feature number 2 later on.
Thank you.
It's another feature with the Goslin Insurance Super Streets. And it looks like already a little rubbing up front. Harnish on the inside came up a little bit through 1 and 2, and almost, if not, he didn't make contact with the 9 car. Oh, big contact! Oh, that's the big one, ladies and gentlemen. 3 wide action did not work out so well, and it was Sean Johnson coming up across the track and making hard contact with Josh Hall. The rest of it was just a scatter. Holy cow, that's the worst one we've seen all season at Wiscasset Speedway. Red flag is out as there was contact made with the outside wall. We'll check on Josh Hall. He is climbing out, folks. The 117 is out. Sean Johnson is making some movement in there as well in the 35.
Yeah, sometimes you get out there on the track early to get the mentality of being a heat race. You got to get to the front in a hurry, forgetting that this is a makeup feature, 25 laps to get to the front, and a little frustration between those 2 drivers trying to figure out where all that started, and good to see that they're both okay.
Sean Johnson showing some frustration with Nicole Benincasa. Once again, 3 wide out of turn 4, and I think Benincasa and Johnson made contact with Johnson's right rear tire, which caused him to take a hard right across the field.
Matty Herrick hopping up out of the number 95. Our first Pro Bodyworks cleanup of the afternoon. Noah Haggett, he's sitting there, not sure if he took any damage. Dan McCaig Jr.'s down there.
Greenleaf's going to hop back in and try to get to the pits as soon as possible, I'm sure. Not sure if Josh St. Clair in the 33 caught any damage. He's at the top of turn 2.
Yeah, just got a little bit of feedback, and it's always good when we get some input from folks in the know. Travis Pouliot, Nicole Benincasa's spotter, said the steering broke coming out of the turn on that restart, so on the start of the race. So a mechanical breakdown that definitely wadded up a few cars, but that can do it. So,
Yeah, certainly. Then if Nicole did make a very unexpected turn like that, without something happening, then Sean Johnson's anger would be justified. But I'm sure he'd be a little bit happier to find out that little bit of information.
our new infield manager, Larry St. Pierre, overseeing things there, and we're working on a lineup there on the backstretch to get the cars back ready to go as soon as the track is cleared out front.
Josh Hall was a rookie in this class last year and has been doing such a fine job keeping that car clean. Never changed the body panel last year, barely put a mark on it, running the same graphics as last year, and this is certainly the most damage he has sustained after since moving into the Super Street class. We're happy to have Rennie's Department Stores hopping on board as a 2025 supporter of Wiscasset Speedway. And they want you to know that if Rennie's doesn't have it, then you probably don't need it. Quality merchandise, great values, and a truly unique shopping experience. A family-run business for over 75 years. Visit one of 19 locations throughout Maine with our newest store in Waterville. Rennie's is a Maine adventure.
Sean Johnson's ride up on the rollback. They're working on the 41 of Nicole Benincasa. As we said, unfortunate mechanical issue. Steering broke on the 41 car to start that melee. Looks like Maddie Herrick will probably be able to drive away from this. She just needs a clear spot to drive away. Josh Hall up on the hook.
And Josh St. Clair certainly did take a little bit of that. His rear bumper cover is almost ripped off. Pit road's going to get busy as everybody surveys the damage. Landon Tapley joins them. Matty Herrick, Josh St. Clair, and David Greenleaf in the 58 have all headed down pit road. These are the Super Streets brought to you by Goslin Insurance Group this season. Contact the Goslin Insurance Group to meet one of their friendly agents at a location near you. With locations in Brunswick, Chelsea, Augusta, Waldoboro, Gardner, Booth Bay Harbor, Manchester, Farmingdale, Hollowell, Richmond, Waterville, Rockport, and South Paris. There is a Goslin Insurance agent near you.
Just a heads up for those following on Race Monitor. I know we got some folks over on the pit following Race Monitor. Had a little technical issue, had to reload it. So if you go back in and re-choose the race, you should be able to get back on to follow the telemetry here. There you see some pretty heavy right side damage on that number 41. Nicole in her third season here in the Super Straight division. Was a 1, 2, 3 races in the 4-cylinder pros before that. The scoreboard says 1 lap complete, but that was not the case, so we're actually back to the original starting lineup minus anybody that was involved in the wreck or went to the pit.
Yeah, David Greenleaf evidently sustained too much damage as well and doesn't rejoin. Landon Tapley in the 25 did make a quick trip down pit road and he rejoins. And it's a yellow. Not 100% sure why. We will talk with race director and find out what the cause of that yellow was. Probably a jump on the start. That's right, folks. There was a jump on the start before the green flag waved. Doesn't matter if they were a dead heat or not. Do not pick up the pace before the green flag drops. And look at that. Maddie Herrick is going to catch a break there. Otherwise, she would have gone a lap or two down. But we still stay at no laps complete, and Maddie Herrick rejoins. Front two rows, flip-flop per Wiscasset rules. And it's going to be Andy Caherl in the 19 and Michael Harrison in the 85. So the original front row, Bill Harnish and Caleb Emerson Maines drop back to row 2, and we will make another attempt right here. And that's a good one, with Michael Harrison getting the advantage, and he clears out of turn 2 down the backstretch, put that 85 up front and to the inside. Here comes David Greenleaf out of the pits. David Greenleaf came out of the pits just in time. I think he's going to stay on the lead lap with that. Harrison is checking out. Andy Caherl and Caleb Emerson Maines duke it out for second. The champ, Bubba Pelton, right there knocking on the door in the 27. Andy Caherl slipped up slightly in the middle of 3 and 4. Washes up off the inside and opens the door for Bubba Pelton. Now the 27 puts a nose to the inside of Caherl. Andy Caherl, Bubba Pelton up to second. In one corner and straightaway. Bubba Pelton clears by a couple car lengths. Now over Kevin Sherman as the inside line is on the move. Another one on the move is that 43. First time we've seen him out in a Super Street this year. It is the defending Pro Stock champion, Dan McKeag Jr. in the 43, looking for third to the outside of Sherman.
Working out some finally, a lot of pressure on the back bumper and 11 of Kevin Sherman as Dan McKeag Jr. tucks it right up underneath the back bumper. Tries to get Sherman out of shape, but the veteran in the 11 shuts the door down into turn 1 and 2. Bubba Pelton has chased down that 85 car in about a half a straightaway distance over 3 laps. Pelton now setting up shop on the outside. Bubba's doing double duty today here in the Super Streets and in the crate modifieds. He's got a beautiful new car he'll be debuting today. Marking down the lead on lap number 9. The champ has arrived. Bubba Pelton takes the lead on the backstretch. Harrison settles into second. Got a good side-by-side battle for third. And trading a little paint or vinyl graphics on the front stretch as Sherman and McKeag leaning on each other over there in that great battle for third. Momentum on the side of Dan McKeag Jr. on the 43. Just like he does in the street stocks, driving out the outside lane and driving right by Michael Harrison, aimed to second. Kevin Sherman trying to cross over on Harrison to make some contact. Sherman got him just enough out of shape. Harrison fights back on the inside. Again, more contact. Sherman got sideways. Michael Harrison fighting hard to hold on to that spot. And we are only halfway across the stripe next time by. 15 down, 15 to go. The rookie Caleb Emerson Maines in that number 9 car holding strong right in the middle of the pack of veteran drivers, and around goes the 23 Mike Harnish. Harnish loops it over there in turn number 2 to bring out the second caution of the race.
Sherman was unlikely to get to the bottom anytime soon, but here he is on the inside for this restart, and we'll see if there's still some beef with him and Harrison right here. Bubba Pelton a little slow on the restart. McKeag Jr. with a fender advantage down the backstretch, but Pelton drives it deep into 3, and he's gonna put the nose back out front. Give that lead back to Bubba Pelton. McKeag Jr. picks up the draft, and the 2 cars begin to pull away once again. Harrison and Emerson Maines duke it out for 3rd. Kevin Sherman to the inside of Maines for 4th. Doesn't look like the 11 is going to have much for Harrison right now. Unable to hang with that 85 car, but they are side by side for 4th place. And give 4th to Sherman. He's awfully sideways in 1 and loses ground, that is. Nice save, but loses ground on Emerson Maines, and Maines will take back 4th. Josh St. Clair, the only one daring to go to the high side. And he's making progress. Josh St. Clair to the outside of Kevin Sherman. Sherman washes up in front of him over the nose, and St. Clair might have had nowhere to go with a small tap and helped him get even more sideways. Man, Sherman can't catch a break. Noah Haggett gets by. Followed by Josh St. Clair. Sherman stuck on the high side once again.
Dan McKeag making Bubba Pelton on this one. Staying right in his tire tracks, now looking low. Rocking both sides of that number 27. Ryan Robinson will check down pit road. McKeag got a peek on the left side, some contact into turn number 3. Backs out on to let Bubba save it, but lets him know it was there. A pair racing for 1st and 2nd, a pair racing for 3rd and 4th. Caleb Emerson Maines and car number 9's keeping pace with Michael Harrison. That 3rd position in victory lane is still up for grabs with 5 laps to go, this time by the stripe. Again, here comes McKeag up on the outside. Right on his hip now as they come through turn number 4. Again, contact. Cale Emerson-Maines is up alongside Michael Harrison now, too. We got a couple good side-by-side battles. 4 cars, 3 spots in victory lane. McCaig had the lead that time by the stripe by 28 1/1000th of a second. Now 2 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Harrison still holding off Emerson-Maines for the 3rd and final spot in victory lane. White Longer ready to fly. The winner still up for grabs as they go sideways out of turn 4. .29 1/1000th of a second at the line that time, and a good run into turn 3 for McCaig. Pelton backs it up, and here they come to the checkers. Dan McCaig Jr. will take the win. So again, just 1st and 3rd, and another, well, sort of first-time winner. He won 2 championships and was Wiscasset Speedway's Driver of the Year last year. But this is his first Super Street win in his young and prosperous career. So let's send things trackside. Nick Huff's got your top, well, 1st and 3rd. How's that?
Yeah, that's right. And we'll see him in the Pro Stock. Certainly a top contender in the Pro Stocks, being the defending champion, but he climbs out of the Super Street, folks. Dan McCaig Jr. All right, Dan, man, you were trying to open up that inside, and did the outside traction with the last 5 laps to go surprise you that there was some grip out there?
A little bit. I tried it earlier on Bubba and earlier in the race, and he kind of getting in a little like 1.5 groove, so it's tough to get in on there, but I just sailed it in one time and was able to get him. And from there, Sean was just telling me to, stand my ground, don't let him, push me around, and helped out a bunch, and couldn't do it without all my crew.
Who do you want to thank for putting this Super Street ride together?
Charlie's, Pete for letting me drive his car. I mean, it's bad fast. Every time I've gotten in it. All my sponsors, my whole crew for working hard, double duty today, so we'll see how the rest goes.
All right, Dan McCaig Jr. might be in victory lane a couple times today. Victory lane at Wiscasset Speedway is always brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts Napa. We'll catch up with Michael Harrison in just a second as they take a victory lane photo. With 30 Napa locations across the state of Maine, brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts Napa. You can find the closest one near you at capnapa.com. And Michael Harrison, great racing with Caleb Emerson-Maines there right at the end. Door-to-door, side-by-side, had to been pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm a lost words. We lost our dad's car owner, Dana, and it's been a rough month. He was here opening day with us, and he said this year we're going to have fun, we're going to do everything, and then he suddenly passed away. So this is for him. I would have liked to get the first when I took off on that restart, but this is for him. I got to thank my other sponsors, Adam Daly and Son Builders, Tom Moulton Paving, Trash Guys, Colonel Spuds, Ken and Roxy Farley, Shebio Excavation, Curtis Lawn Care, Mayetta Towing, and all my crew. My mother's in Tennessee, so she wasn't here, but hopefully we're back here for the second feature, but this is pretty emotional right here.
All right, Michael Harrison, in memory of Dana Wallace, they're going to be coming out during intermission for an extra special in memory of Dana.
Pace car ready to take the turn in, and 10 laps ahead for the Crate Mods. Green flag is out. Now these guys either running a 602 crate motor with a 4-barrel carburetor or a 604 with a 2-barrel, so they get the choice. You find most of these guys running the 602, a little bit better pickup coming off the corners. Bubba Pelton setting the early pace, and here comes John Ricky up alongside the Hall of Famer Alan Miller. Pelton, first lap, 15.48 seconds. We'll see these guys in ideal conditions right down around 15 seconds flat. Matter of fact, John Ricky just knocked 2/10 off of that, 15.29. And chasing down the race leader, we're in the car length for 2.
John Ricky has caught Bubba Pelton and sets sail on the high side. Tire to tire down the back stretch. It's a dead heat just past halfway as Ricky puts a nose out going into turn 3. Bubba Pelton takes it back out of turn 4 at the line. That was still Bubba Pelton in the 27. Ricky carrying that momentum around 1 and 2, gets the nose back out in 3. Can he hold it this time at the line? Yes, he does. Give that lap to John Ricky. John Ricky, the opening day winner. This is only the second feature for these guys, and John Ricky is the defending feature winner. 2 to go for the 4. 3 wide out of turn 4. Oh, it tightens up quick, especially when you've got 15-inch rubber. These things are wide, folks, and they made it through. The 89 Ryan Phillips pulls a daring move to take over third. It's not over yet for third place. White flag is out, and Barry Poulin is in the 32. Was right up tight moments ago, but loses a couple car lengths. And Ricky's going to win it. Bubba Pelton and Ryan Phillips takes third. Ryan Phillips in the 89 was the opening day runner-up car to John Ricky. All right. Time to turn them up. Andy Gilbert with a brand new Clattenburg chassis in that 17. Was on the money for the drop of the green, but Shane Lane is fighting back hard on the inside. Shane Lane is going to clear, and Matty Beers in the 11 is going to try to follow up the inside. Will Collins is right there in the 28 as well. Andy Gilbert has his hands full in the second groove. The door might be open. Oh, it's very close. Will Collins is there just enough to keep Andy Gilbert up top. Matty Beers goes up to the top by choice and sets up ship on the top of the 0-2 for the lead. Will Collins takes third, away from Gilbert. Gilbert still stuck up there. Dan McCaig Jr. in the 40 follows Will Collins, and Matty Beers takes over the top spot. Shane Lane back to second with 5 to go. We're halfway. And the 9 goes around, going in turn 1. Man, he almost held on to that, but hits the curb, hits the grass, and he is caught halfway on the track and off the track. Single car spin at the tail of the field, no harm done. And we're back ready to go green, halfway through it. 5 complete, 5 to go, this time at the line. Shane Lane looks like he missed a shift. Man, he stumbled, and Dan McCaig Jr. had to check up. Nice evasive maneuver there. Matty Beers reclaims the top. Side by side for third. Will Collins and Dan McCaig Jr. Josh St. Clair knocking on the door in the 14. Josh St. Clair up tight behind that 2 wide battle. And he's going to see which lane moves. Will he follow Dan McKeag Jr. as it looks like he's making progress? 2 to go. And he does. Josh St. Clair tries to follow the same line as Dan McKeag Jr. Completes the one pass on Will Collins, now follows around Shane Lane. White flag is out. And they make quick work of second place. Dan McKeag Jr. up to second, Josh St. Clair up to third. Checkered flag is going to be waving high for Matty Beers out of turn 4. Pro Stocks, brought to you by Norm's Used Cars. Logan Melcher shoots out like a cannonball. Clears Kevin Douglas in a hurry. By a car length now, going into 3. Nick Hinckley on the move up to 4th. Logan Melcher pulling away. Kevin Douglas cannot maintain. Kelly Moore trying to close in on Douglas. Logan Melcher with 14.8 second lap times. Logan Melcher won on opening day. Nick Hinckley won the second week of Pro Stocks. I believe we've only had 2 Pro Stock races this season. And man, doesn't Logan Melcher have something figured out on that 41 car. He has been dynamite this season. Kelly Moore closing in on the 32. Kevin Douglas and Kelly Moore with 14.9 second lap times. Nick Hinckley with 15 flats. Two laps remain, and it's all Logan Melcher with a straightaway advantage. Man, that thing is in a different zip code. Kelly Moore is up tight on the back bumper of the Four Seasons Automotive number 32. Coming to the checkered flag, it's all Logan Melcher. And Kevin Douglas hangs on for second. Oh man, Outlaw Minis there. Ken slips up. We don't have the Outlaw Minis anymore. And it's another no-go for the day. All right, so it was a clean start, but the 88 comes to a halt at the top of turn 4. So his friend, Zach Audette, will give him the push and speed things along. Derek Cook in the 88C, unable to keep it under power for the initial start of the race. So that was the cause of the yellow. The front row is still fine, and they're going to cross him up. Hey, they're doing last call for 50-50, folks. Last call for 50-50. Adam Audette on the inside, Ryan Stillwell on the high side. Let's go green. Adam Audette checks out, Stillwell unable to hang. Pete McCullough in the 89 up the inside. Greg Norton in the 19 up to third. Shane Weber up to fourth in the 7. Zach Audette goes through the middle 3 wide to crack the top 5 now in the 19. Oh, a crossover move as Shane Weber washes up in turn 1. Zach Audette has to make a quick decision to get to the bottom and crosses over under in turn 2. And quickly takes the spot away and gets a nose under Pete McCullough quick enough so Pete can't get to the bottom either. Zach Audette up to third. McCullough is going backwards in the 89. We got some contact going into 3. A couple cars grazing the grass and come back onto the track. And we stay green. Close call with Pete McCullough and Donnie Fletcher as they recover in turn 3, the last lap around. Halfway flags are out for 5 to go. 4, Adam Audette in the 18. Greg Norton in the 19 has got a rear view mirror full of Mr. Excitement, Zach Audette. And Shane Weber's there too. 3 cars under a blanket. You can't get them any closer than that. They are bumping nose to tail. Greg Norton slips up and allows Zach Audette to slip underneath and quickly take away that second position. Now that Zach Audette is in clean track, we'll see how his lap times compared to his son Adam Audette out front in the 18. It's number 18 and 19, father and son out there. So Adam Audette with 18.3 and Zach Audette also with 18.3. They are turning identical lap times, and so Zach Audette not making any progress on closing the gap. White flag is out. And the battle on track for the final lap is Greg Norton versus Shane Weber for the 3rd position. Checkered flag is going to fly over Adam Audette.
All right, folks, as Michael Harrison had mentioned in Victory Lane just a little while ago this afternoon, this has been a tough month for a bunch of friends and family of a member of our Wiscasset Speedway family here. As back on May 1st, we lost Dana Wallace at the age of 52, who died unexpectedly. Dana, the owner of Wallace Roofing. He was a car owner of Kenny Harrison's number 85 Pro Stock and a longtime sponsor of many drivers, including the Harrison family. A car owner, sponsor, friend to many. You see some tie-dyes down there at the end of the Victory Lane ramp, but a friend and helpful person to just about everybody that he came across. Beyond his work, it said Dana found joy in racing, mud runs, playing darts, supporting people around him. He had a generous spirit and a deep commitment in helping kids in his community, always going out of his way to provide opportunities and support to those who needed it the most. So I know these guys down here will miss him. We will miss him dearly here at Wiscasset Speedway. And the Wallace Roofing family is sponsoring this year's Boss Hog 150 as well. So Dana will be in our thoughts all season long. So thank you, Dana. We'll miss you. So Kenny and Michael just going to do a couple of laps around the track. We'll give them the checkered flag and send you guys off once again as a nice little tribute to our friend Dana Wallace.
Wallace Roofing has been covering houses for over 30 years. Wallace Roofing protects your home from the craziest Maine weather that's thrown our way. And that makes us so excited we often break out into dance. We will be on top of your roof because we know it's the shingle most important part of your home. At Wallace Roofing, we know that a good roof is not just overhead, it's the life of the party. Call Wallace Roofing today and let's get this party started.
Time to consider your future begins today. Entry-level trade positions now starting at $23.50 an hour and up to $28.19 an hour with experience. Same incredible benefits and career growth opportunities from high school graduation to an exciting career change. This is your time.
Join the legacy.
If you are a Subaru enthusiast and you haven't shopped Norm's Used Cars in Wiscasset, you are missing out. Norm's Used Cars specializes in previously enjoyed late-model, low-mileage Subarus, all hand-picked and meticulously gone over to be like new to you. And with over 100 Subarus on the lot starting at $49.95, they have a great selection too. Experience the difference at Norm's Used Cars.
That's not the norm. That's Norm's Used Cars.
If you've been injured in an accident, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein today. Talk to us confidentially and free. Find out why we are Maine's most recognized personal injury law firm. Over 25,000 victories for Maine families and over $500 million collected for injured Mainers. Get the help you need and the justice you deserve. Dial 207-CALL-JOE. There's never a fee unless you win. Call Joe today and get the Bornstein advantage.
Davis Erector Group Crate Mods, feature action coming at ya. And Ryan Neal in 26 having a hard time getting up to speed. Backs up the outside line and allows Pelton to already extend out to about 5 car lengths. And almost 3 wide there for second. Ryan Neal gets shuffled out of the top 3 mix. Here comes Ryan Phillips in the 89 to the inside of Bill Dixon. It's going to be the 89, clearing up to second. Bill Dixon settles into third. Barry Poulin in the 32 up to fourth. Ryan Neal trying to hang on for a top 5, but they are still coming. Tire to tire for 4th and 5th. Make that 5th and 6th. The 14 is going to take it away. Ethan Guptill momentarily, but Ryan Neal is really fighting back hard. Drives it in deep. Looks good on the entry, but doesn't work out for him on the corner exit. He's going to lose another spot to John Ricky. Ricky's going to go to the outside of Guptill now. Ricky is clean and clear to set sail on the top. Back up front, though, Ryan Phillips is closing the gap on your leader. Oh, we got slight trouble. Barry Poulin checks up on the backstretch. Messes up the line for Tony Ricky. These guys are all over the place. 3 wide in 1 and 2. Ryan Neal capitalizes. Holy cow, Ryan Neal back up into 5th momentarily. Tony Ricky can't catch a break. Looks like there is trouble on the 32, Barry Poulin. Possibly why he was on and off the gas pedal, it seemed. We do have a new leader. Watching all that mayhem from 3rd on back. And Ryan Phillips did take the lead away from Bubba Pelton. John Ricky in the 4. Quite usually the fastest car in this class this season. But if we don't have a caution, then it is very unlikely he's going to be able to catch that top 2. He has caught 3rd of Ethan Guptill. And looks to make some work in the 2nd groove to take 3rd away from Guptill. He's going to do it. John Ricky takes 3rd. Ethan Guptill 4th. And Ryan Neal very comfortably in 5th in the 26. Not even halfway yet. It is a 30-lap feature. Coming around for 13 laps complete this time. 2 laps shy of halfway. Ryan Phillips still holding on to the lead from Bubba Pelton. Pelton maintaining with Phillips, not letting him get out of sight. And this time at the line, they're going to be halfway as Pelton loses it in turn 4 as he attempted to pass in the 2nd groove on Ryan Phillips. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Bubba Pelton goes around. And that is the caution that Ryan Phillips did not want to see, as John Ricky is going to be up there with the leaders.
All right. Hey, guess what? Race cars. Let's do some more roundy rounds. Again, thank you for your patience. The Kennebec Equipment Rental Thunder 4 Minis take to the track. 20 laps for their race. Nick Huff collecting car parts. Lineup for this one has Adam Audette in the number 18 out of Norwich Walk. Greg Norton to the outside out of Lewiston in the number 19. 19X, that is. The squirrel, Shane Weber, former champion. Or no, that's not the squirrel. That's, yeah, that is Shane Weber. He jumped into his backup car. Donnie Fletcher had driven that car in the heat race, but Shane Weber behind the wheel of that one for the feature. Ryan Stowell out of Somerville to his outside in the number 81. Zach Audette, the opening day winner in car number 19. Derek Cook in the 88C. And Jeff Burdett in the 11. 13X is Elijah Grant out of South China. Lights off on the Norms Used Cars Ford Mustang pace car. Nick Huff ought to be happy. We got the lights on here on the racetrack. And we're about to go back to racing after our little 1 hour drizzle delay. Let's go racing once again. Green flag is out. Adam Audette. Hammer down in the 18, pulls that inside lane with him down the backstretch to turn 3. Shane Weber looking to the inside in the 7, takes over second. Zach Audette moves into the 3rd spot. That'll shuffle the 19X of Greg Norton back into 4th, and he's got Derek Cook right on his heels. Cook making his season debut, breaking in a new car to him. Derek's been splitting time between running here and over at Riverside, over in Groveton, New Hampshire. Grovetona, some people like to call it. And actually won the championship up there last year.
I'm actually pretty sure I saw it on Facebook that they finally painted that on the wall to make it official. They called it Grovetona, painted on the wall there now.
Yeah, brand new pavement on that track too, so it is sweet up there, but it's a long haul to get up there.
Hey, brand new pavement on our go-kart friends too at Manly Karting, right?
Yeah, Steve Perry and Bud Boy, Ryan Phillips, they found a layer of pavement on that track up in Richmond last week and earlier this week, and going to be opening up in a couple weeks. Adam Audette with the lead and a couple of champions going at it for second. Weber slams the door shut on Zach Audette, and Audette may have a tire going down. Right front tire down on the number 19 of Zach Audette. That'll move everybody up one. Greg Norton back up into the 3rd spot now, as he starts to wind up the pressure on Shane Weber. Again, we've switched this up to a 20-lap feature. Weber getting a little squirrely there in the number 7. Greg Norton will jump up to the outside to take a look for second, but settles that back in behind.
Close quarters on the backstretch as it seems like Weber is checking up for the lapped car. Norton doing everything he could to stay off the back bumper, and that bunches everybody up. Derek Cook back in the picture, and he goes around the high side, taking over 3rd from Greg Norton now. Now it's going to be Cook going after Weber for 2nd.
Fastest car on the track is still that number 18 of Adam Audette. He's run a handful of races over the last couple of years, about 3 or 4 races in his brief career. And a stout piece tonight. Zach Audette's back on track. Adam looking for his first career win. Trouble for the 11 of Jeff Burdett. Able to gather it up, and he'll rejoin over there heading on to the backstretch. Dave Sturgis marking the passing flag, letting Burdett know that the leader is coming through. First time this season we've seen that 11 racing out of Otis. 5 laps to go this time by the stripe, and still a great 3-car battle for that second, third, and fourth position. Weber's got it, and he's got a side-by-side battle behind him. Greg Norton had third at the line, but here comes Derek Cook, and a problem for Adam Arnett. Your leader is off the pace. This is a race for the lead now. Adam Arnett, all of a sudden, yeah, the motor's going sour. The hamster fell off the wheel. Now it's Shane Weber's race. That's why you keep digging. That's why you keep pedaling. They'll have 2 laps to go by the stripe this time. Weber, Norton, and Cook, 1, 2, 3. Throw a blanket over them onto the front stretch. Again, Cook jumps up to the outside as White Laundry flies. Norton overdrives it into the corner. Crossover by Derek Cook. That widens the lead for Shane Weber. Final time out of turn 3 and 4. Shane Weber will take the win. Derek Cook will take second. Greg Norton third. What originally looked like a battle for third place ends up with a battle for the win. A great job from those 3 drivers. And let's go trackside. Nick Huff's got your top 3 for a quick top 3 interview.
Yeah, that's right. We thought we were going to have to get one of those first-time feature winner flags ready for Mr. Audette, but things changed. And Weber is a multi-time feature winner, back on top. A previous champion of this division, Shane Weber, the squirrel, climbs on out. Man, oh man, Shane, I bet you didn't think you'd be fighting for first place, did you?
Well, I got into Zach on accident on the heat race. I see them racing hard in the heat, so I got to him, and I got into him. He got into me a little bit, and I didn't realize he was as close as he was. When I got into the entry, I got down onto him, but that's probably my fault. But I guess it's part of racing. I didn't know. I come out, drive the track with my other car. My car ran in the heat, and they weren't running right. My buddy was going to head off home with this one. I unloaded it. Here we are.
Here you are, Shane Weber, congratulations. Greg Norton in the 19 rounds out the top 3. Derek Cook in the 88C. What a race they put on. Right to the very end, beating bumpers into the final corner. But they seem to be all smiling down here, so I don't think there's any rivalries going on.
Noah Haggett in the 54, the 11 of Kevin Sherman. On row 5, it's Michael Harrison in the 85 coming off a third place finish. To his outside, the 33, Josh St. Clair. 43, Dan McCaig Jr., he was the winner of race number 1 tonight. Bubba Pelton in the number 27 fills out the field for your Consulate Insurance Super Streets. Landon Tapley will lead the pack down the back stretch. And a good start to this one. Everyone scrambling to try to make their way around and hold on to that spot. Harnish showing some speed there on the outside of Landon Tapley. Tapley being pressured by Emerson Maines from behind in that car number 9. Harnish trying to hang on the outside and take the lead this time. Maddie Herrick holds down the fourth position, and she got some good side-by-side racing behind her as Andy Carillo's on the outside, Noah Haggett on the inside, double line, racing for the fifth position. Fast cars in the back, boxed in and needing to show some patience. McCaig, Pelton, and St. Clair. That 23 car was pretty well out to lunch in the first feature race, and he has found some speed here in the nightcap. But that car pushing up into turn 4, chasing it up on the top of the speedway. Landon Tapley looking to turn his luck around. Crashed on opening door. Oh, they got a couple tangling on the backstretch. It's Josh St. Clair and David Greenleaf. Not sure if somebody got turned, but Greenleaf, not sure if you got a little help, got turned into the path of Josh St. Clair in the 33.
Yep, that is the Harnish family that is synonymous with Speedway 95. And it's a no-go.
Yeah, we got a car stop up at the top of turn 3. That's Andy Caherl. The car shut down on him. Looks like he's trying to get it going.
Yeah, initially I thought it was a false start, but you're right, it's for Andy Caherl back there. So they're going to keep him 2x2 so that they are right and ready as soon as the track is clear, which it looks like it's not going to take too long. Oh, we got a smoke trail behind the 19. He is in rougher shape than we thought.
Yeah, another frustration continues. I saw a post from him earlier today saying the car felt really good in practice, but made, I guess, what was an unworded adjustment on the car that just kind of adjusted in the wrong direction. Yeah, it looks like he's got something hanging out of the bottom of that car. I don't know if it's the drive shaft he knocked out of it, but it's limping down pit road. Lights off on the pace car, ready to get back underway. We have 6 laps complete out of 30.
And still to come, we still got 4-cylinder pros, pro stocks, and crate mods, right?
Absolutely. If we can do it, we'll do it. Back at it with Bill Harnish and Landon Tapley. Harnish got another good pull down the backstretch on that inside lane. Brings the 9 of Caleb Emerson Maines with him, the rookie in the 9 car, coming off a nice 4th place finish. Landon Tapley dropping anchor on the outside in the 25. Started outside the front row, and he has lost 6 positions already in 1 lap. That car not liking the outside. And sure enough, here comes that 43, Dan McCaig Jr. Apparently these Group 1 guys haven't seen this guy race in the Strictly streets. Most guys fear the outside. This guy loves, this is where he gets his business done on the outside. Ready to crack the top 3. He's on the outside of Noah Haggett in the 54. Drives out around the 54 and into the 3rd spot. Put Dan McCaig Jr. in a podium spot now. Haggett 4th. Then the 11 of Kevin Sherman. David Greenleaf right there in the thick of things. Speedleaf was in the early caution with Josh St. Clair. Josh not returning. Speedleaf still going on. He runs in 6th. Bill Harnish with a comfortable 0.8 of a second lead. Emerson, Maines, and McCaig. They'll go at it side by side for second, and they're closing in on the race leader in the process. This next time by halfway. Fastest car in the track right now is that black number 43 on the outside. 15 down, 15 to go. Can Dan McCaig go 2 for 2 in a Super Street debut? Closing in fast on that number 23. Harnish has been showing a lot on the bottom side of the racetrack, especially over there in turn 4. McCaig will try to set him up. Peeks to the outside and then pulls it down low in turn 4. Harnish tries to cover up. Little contact into turn 1 and 2, and out with the lead is Dan McCaig Jr. That'll shuffle Harnish back into second.
Very surprised to not see Bubba Pelton doing any better than he is. 7th place is all Bubba Pelton has been able to do in that 27. The defending champion of the class. And Dan McCaig Jr. driving away. Ten laps to go. Everybody getting pretty well sorted out now. Just a few laps ago, it was Kevin Sherman and David Greenleaf slamming door bars, and sparks were flying. But Greenleaf has slowed his pace a little bit, probably sustaining a lot of damage from this day. Not just this feature, but the first feature included. Bubba Pelton might be able to pick off one more spot. Going from 7th to 6th now, Bubba Pelton on the inside of David Greenleaf down the backstretch. That's the only battle on track.
Randy Tapper dropped out of this one early. So down to 9 cars left on the track. And Dan McCaig Jr. stretches lead out a little over a second now. But so far, so good for Bill Harnish at 23. As I said, that car seemed to be up to lunch in feature number 1, but he has definitely found himself some speed here in feature number 2. And talking about a solid run, that kid in the number 9 car, Caleb Emerson Maines, the rookie, ran Strictly Streets the last 2 or 3 years. And he is solid there in the 3rd spot right now. Followed up, had a 4th place finish in feature number 1. Keep an eye on that 4th place battle. Those two guys have mixed it up back on opening day. Noah Hagen in the 54, Kevin Sherman in the 11. No locked horns back on opening day. 2 laps to go now for Dan McCaig Jr. White Laundry flies this time by. Can he go 2 for 2? Double checkers ready to fly. Dan McCaig Jr. doubles up. They're getting McCaig to hustle over to Tech to drop off that car, and then they'll hustle him over to the staging area to get in his number 40 ride in the Norm's Used Cars Pro Stock. So a little bonus for our runner-up and our third-place driver. 2 new faces, so Nick Huff will get a chance to give him a chat.
Hey, Ken, what do I do with this sign? He's not the feature winner.
Let Jason take your picture holding it.
You want me to put it in front of their car?
Yeah. No, that would be cruel. Don't tease them.
We do want to talk to Bill Harnish. It is his first time to Victory Lane and first Super Street for Caleb Emerson Maines. He's been here in the street stocks plenty of times, but first time in the Super Street, so we'll keep it short and sweet with these guys.
Yeah, they got to give a little bit of time to get Dan McCaig in his pro stock. So, oh yeah, food to beard. He's there you go, buddy.
All right, Bill Harnish with his first top 3 at Wiscasset Speedway. Glad to see you running up front with this thing, Bill. What's been the the change up to get you going so good?
The car was new. We had a couple issues with mechanical stuff now, getting just some mistakes we made and stuff, but we're starting to get the swing of it now down here. And just want to thank my cousin Tom for all he does for the car, and my Uncle Dave and Jay and Buddy. Appreciate all their help, and thanks for all these fans.
All right, Bill Harnish, glad to see you in Victory Lane. And the rookie in the Super Street class, Caleb Emerson Maines. How's it feel to be in the top 3 for the new class you're in?
Man, we're pretty happy. It's been a battle with this car. I got to thank John Thurlow. He's given me the shot to run this car for him this year. It's been a bunch of fun. They drive so much easier than a street stock. Yeah, so I'll thank all my sponsors real quick. John Thurlow Inc., CZ Plumbing, Nados Reno and Hardscaping, Ben Bailey Excavation, Poland Plastic Pipe, Emerson's Garage, Yankee Yard Works, everybody in the pit, Jonathan and Zach have helped me tremendously. Irvy, my dad, my wife left early when it started raining, so shout out to her. Yeah, thanks for working with us to get this racing.
All righty, sounds good. We'll get Caleb up here in front of Bill's car and still get some photos to celebrate you guys' first times in Victory Lane for the Super Street class. Minus the winner, Dan McCaig Jr. He is doing triple duty today. Did 2 Super Street features, won them both. Now he's got a Pro Stock feature to get ready for. Maybe he can sweep it. Maybe he can get out the broom and sweep the night.
Multi-time champion Josh St. Clair, the number 14 to his outside. Shane Lane out of North Hanson in the 02. Will Collins in the 28, G24 on the 9. Andy Gilbert down from the Woods of Jackman on car number 17. Logan Melcher outside in the 41. Kevin Douglas in the 32. Kenny Harrison outside in the 85. Kelly Moore in the 47. Nick Calvert in the 07. Your opening day winner, Nick Hinckley in car number 15. Let's go Pro Stock Racing. Matty Moore has got the champion, the champ. Promise for Shane Lane. Huge hit on the backstretch. We're going to run. Ready to go. We're back on the way. Chance for us all to catch our breath and then get back up on the wheel. Matty Moore, so we're doing a little more backstretch. With Ben McCaig Jr. on the outside, Josh St. Clair sneaking up the inside. Nick Hinckley spins it up to the top of turn 3 and 4. Lights off, ready to go again. This time a new dance partner on the outside, Josh St. Clair in the 14, ready to go at it with Matty Bowles in the 11. Bowles with a good jump once again, but St. Clair stays on his hip down the backstretch into turn 3. Even up through turn 4. Josh had been looking at running some Granite State Pro Stock stuff this season, and in between, running into his home track here is Cassidy, and on the outside, takes the lead. Lead by 7/100ths of a second. Finishes the pass and takes the lead as they come around to complete lap 4. Caution as we got a spin up in turn 3 and 4 again. Nick Calvert able to drive away. Looks like Kenny Harrison. Matty Bowers will try to stay with him there on the outside as they come back to the stripe. Green flag is out. They'll hustle down the back chute to turn 3. St. Clair back in charge. Bowers settles right in on his back bumper. 3 wide over into turn number 1. Andy Gilbert caught on the outside. Logan Melcher with nowhere to go. Melcher nearly stuck it there in between the 9 and 4 and the 17 of Gilbert is going to do it again. Gilbert showing that middle lane. Melcher's got to get out of it. Tight squeeze again into turn 1. Gilbert has been pushing up the speedway, and Melcher finally able to get clear.
Yeah, Melcher had a bunch of sketchy opportunities to get in the middle and force a 3-wide situation, but thought better of it. Waited patiently. Now he's got clear single file racing up ahead. Gilbert is unfortunately going backwards in the 17.
The battle is for second as Dan McKay Jr. is on the inside now of Matty Bowers. Bowers gives that spot over. Now McKay up to second, Bowers third. JT Thurlow having fourth to himself right now. There goes Will Collins back down pit road. Closest battle is there for the 4th position. JT Thurlow's got it. Kevin Douglas right there to pressure him. Had been looking on the inside a couple times around. Hasn't tried the outside yet. Unusual to see Logan Melcher and Kelly Moore at the back of the field along with Nick Hinckley. None of those drivers able to mount much of a charge to the front at this point in the early going. St. Clair with a 1.2 second advantage. But actually, McKeag has been able to knock a 10th off of that last time by. Now it's just over a second. McKeag the faster of those front 2 cars. But he's still got a half a straightaway to try to chase down the multi-time champion. Josh back up on the wheel and pulls away a car length or 2. Beals all alone in 3rd now. That battle, closest battle still for 4th. JT Thurlow struggled a little bit in his last race, looking to rebound nicely. He's right now in 4th position right now, just ahead of Kevin Douglas in the 32.
Yeah, Ken, it is very unusual to see Kelly Moore and Logan Melcher at the back, but it's not unusual to see them battling with each other. They seem to be like a pair of magnets. They always seem to find each other and have certainly had some memorable heated exchanges. As they continue to do so again, they flip-flop positions again for 7th and 8th. Kevin Douglas finally finds himself underneath JT Thurlow That is the battle for 4th and 5th. And the top 3 is all spread out up front at the halfway marker. 19 laps to go.
Now that lead has stabilized about 1.2 seconds for Josh St. Clair. He's been able to get it back up to a half straightaway. Looks like Kenny Harrison off the pace into 85 will bring the Wallace Roofing machine down pit road. 22 complete will make it 23 complete this time by the line. Keep an eye on the progress of Hinckley, Melcher, and Moore if they're able to make up a little ground here in the late going in this race. Actually, Nick Hinckley now within 3 car lengths of Joe Theo. Thorlo chases it up to higher in turn number 1. Couple lap cars straight away from the list leader, Josh St. Clair. That's the 07 of Nick Calvert, the 17 of Andy Gilbert. But a little back and forth between those lead pair of cars. It's gotten close to a second a couple of times, but then St. Clair gets back up on the wheel and able to stretch it back out to about 1.2 seconds. This time there are going to be 10 laps to go with the number 14 of Josh St. Clair. Dave Stewart is working that passing flag as the leader starts closing in on that 2-car battle. They're fighting to stay in the lead right back in 9th and 10th position.
Kevin Douglas is closing in on Matty Beers for 3rd. This has been all Josh St. Clair and Dan McKeag Jr. But 3rd is still up in the air as Kevin Douglas has reeled it into 1 car length now with a dive into turn 3. Oh, baby. St. Clair has caught the lappers with 5 to go this time. Hopefully they do not become a factor.
Josh patiently picking his way out around the 17 of Gilbert. But it's only given the opportunity for Dan McKeag Jr. to close ground as within a couple car lengths. In the meantime, Kevin Douglas takes over 3rd. Douglas able to sneak to the inside of Matty Beers to take over 3rd. Beers not letting him run away with it though. Waiting for a little slip up, little contact into turn 2. Douglas shut the door on him getting into turn 2. 2 laps to go. Final time out of turn 4, checkers will fly. Josh St. Clair picks up the win.
All right. Good to have the Pro Stocks here in Victory Lane. It was kind of unsure if we'd be able to get the race in tonight, but we in fact did. And we are ready to send things trackside for Nick Huff. He's got a familiar face grabbing the checkers tonight with the Norms Used Cars Pro Stocks.
Yeah, he's definitely familiar in last year and previous years, but this year is the first that we've seen him. Josh St. Clair. Career win 55, Josh, and pulling in here, you kind of like shook your head like it's been a crazy night. Has it been, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, our thoughts are with Shane. You know, I don't care what it is, what kind of injuries it is, any kind of hit like that. When you hear your spotter, one, say, oh my God, you know, that pit in your stomach, we're all belted in here doing the same thing, you know. Most of us who sit around a table and enjoy each other's company outside of here, sometimes we battle it on the track. But again, thoughts to Shane and his family and the whole deal. They're going to go through a lot, I'm sure. So, and we got to, you know, thank who, I'm not sure what he runs for a chassis, but things take a lick like that and be able to climb out. That speaks a lot for the stuff they put together. So I got to thank a bunch of people. Dave's Road, Wentworth Family Grocery, Country and Coast Real Estate, the Work Store, Jeff Taylor. I mean, I pick his brain all the time, and he just feeds me information and tells me, you know, it's on me after that. Larrabee Construction, M&S Painting, DNC Electric, Chef Richards. I don't know if he's here tonight or not, but he's always cheering me on, betting me when we're not racing who's going to win, and I usually lose. So I won tonight. I'm thankful for everyone over there that helps me, chases me around. It's a tall order to ask these guys every week and chase me all over the place. So, and thanks everyone for sticking out for the rain. It's awesome to race in front of people.
All right, Josh St. Clair, congratulations. All right, Dan McKeag Jr., man, heck of a night. 2 wins in a second. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that, does it?
No, today was just unbelievable. The past couple weeks in the Pro Stock has been kind of iffy, and, you know, we made some swings at it, and we hit it. And my dad's worked his butt off all, like, 3 weeks in a row to try to get this thing going, and I couldn't do it without him and all my sponsors, my brother for spotting, and everyone that supports.
And Kevin Douglas, first top 3 in the new ride owned by the Sprague family and Four Seasons Auto. Anybody else you want to thank?
Well, definitely them. I mean, I really appreciate them giving me this opportunity. All my sponsors, my daughter's here, Mike, Strictly Roofing, Four Seasons Automotive, Scenic Earthworks. I don't even know all the sponsors, so I'm going to miss them. But really a special thanks to the Sprague family, and thank you to Richard and Vanessa for all they do at this place and actually getting the show in. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Nick Huff, and congrats to the top 3 down there in Coastal Auto Parts Victory Lane. Missing Taylor Lane, but obviously she's got much bigger priorities on her plate as her dad, Shane Lane, was involved in that crash on the beginning of the Pro Stock race. So, again, our thoughts are with Shane, Taylor, the whole family. We're ready to go 25 laps for the 4-cylinder pros. Adam Taylor is going to have to get it done from the back of the pack this time as they go 3 wide down into turn number 3. Plenty of room for these little cars. And out they come with Bertie Picard leading the way. Picard in the 99. Part of the Picard clan up the road there at Palmyra. Being chased by Max Baldwin, last year's Rookie of the Year in car number 26. Max was a feature winner late last season, becoming the second youngest feature winner in this track's history behind Daniel Harding. And Daniel's moved on to bigger and better things like winning the Coastal 200 last weekend. Jacoby Thacker, close call with the 19 of Chastity Shorty. Thacker trying to get his first podium of the year, and then number 51. These rookies have been very impressive in the early going here this season. Many of them moving up from the go-kart ranks at LST Motorsports Park up in Richmond. Love what Steve Perry and Deb Doe have done up there, and turning out some quality young drivers coming up here to the big track. First 5 are in the books. Adam Taylor set the fast lap that time, 17.46 seconds. These kids hustling around the track at 77 miles per hour.
Yeah, this is the second feature of the night for the Pro 4s. And the first feature winner is in that 8, Adam Taylor, and he was just side by side with the third place finisher, Emmett Walker. They are within grasp of the front runners, but it's a different story for the 45. Jay Plummer finished second, and he is quite a bit off the pace from the way he was running in that first feature. Pretty much last right now, trying to battle with Moorside and Dylan. That's Rowdy Romano.
Yeah, Jackson Moorside had actually taken over the point lead coming into this second feature, but struggling here in feature race number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order for Jay Plummer to do the same finish that he did in the first feature. But Adam Taylor, that is. Adam Taylor, I'll get it right someday. He is reeling in that top 4. He's cracked the top 5, reeling in the top 4, and he might have enough time to possibly win another one.
Yeah, top 3 drivers separated by just a half a second. Chastity Shorty within striking distance, and that 8 car slowly but surely gaining on the lead back. Picard is showing that bottom side of the racetrack, but then dives it right down in the turn, low in the turn 2. If Max Berlin can get close enough, he'll be able to sneak in and grab that spot. A lot of these little cars like to be free off turn 4. Halfway from Chief Starter Dave Sturgis.
Oh, I don't know if you missed that one. Adam Taylor just about lost it or was drift. Oh, we do have a spin over here. 2 cars involved, and I was just talking about Taylor, but he does a great job to avoid it happening right in front of him. And like I said, a 10th faster so far. 17.5s versus 17.6s. We just passed halfway. 13 laps in, 12 to go. Pro 4s by Brackets Market coming back at you. Jacoby Thacker and Chastity Shorty start side by side deep in the field, and they quickly make work of Rowdy Romano in the 78, and we've got trouble for your leader. Heartbreak for the 99. Brody Picard pulls out a line off the pace and down pit road. He has led every circuit up until now. The 99 is out of this one. Max Parlin looking for feature win number 2 to his resume, and right behind him, Adam Taylor is looking for feature win number 2 of the night.
Yeah, Taylor's got that 26 car in his sights, but Max has got this, found himself some speed between feature 1 and feature 2. Chastity Shorty just turned the fast lap in the race with a 17.44. She is the fastest on the track at the moment after being involved in that spin with Jacoby Thacker. Thacker holding 4th, Shorty 5th. And they're calling Jackson Mooside's name early in the race, saying he was a full straightaway behind the lead pack and not really a factor. He's got the lead pack in his sights now, running back there in the third position. Right on the back bumper of Adam Taylor, as a matter of fact. Final five fingers up for the 26 of Max Byron, trying to get his second career win. Max, the son of former two-time mini-stock champion Joey Parlin from back in the early 90s. Caution is out. Rowdy Romano is the recipient this time, up there at the top of turn 3 and 4. Lights off on the pace car, ready to get back at it. Parlin and Taylor go heads up on the front row. Jackson Moorside and Chastity Shorty. And behind on row number 2 on this restart. Good jump for Parlin. Pulls away, a couple car lengths already on the rest of the pack. With these little cars, that's not a whole lot, but he has got the lead for himself. And pulls away a little bit. Jackson Moorside sneaking into the inside to take over second. He's going to bring Jacoby Thacker with him into third. Taylor caught on the outside and not liking it. He lost 3 spots on that last lap. 2 laps to go. Not to be outdone, Chastity Shorty putting herself into the conversation as well. She's right there, tight to the back end of the 51 of Thacker. White flag and 1 lap to go. Shorty on the inside, pulls up to the inside of the 51. Front 2 looks solid. Thacker's caught on the outside, trying to get down in line. Checkers are up. Max Parlin gets career win number 2. Parlin gets the win. Moorside sneaks in to grab second. Chastity Shorty rebounds from that mid-race spin to come in and claim the 3rd spot. Adam Taylor sneaks in just ahead of Jacoby Thacker. 19/1000th of a second, the interval between 4th and 5th. Once again, a great job from these kids, and career win number 2 for this young man in the number 26. He's getting ready to send things trackside to Nick Huff one more time.
Yeah, I love to see the competitiveness of this class. 3 features in 2025, 3 different winners, but also a completely new top 3 from earlier on. Here he is, Max Parlin climbing out of the 26. Oh, he is stoked, ladies and gentlemen, waving that checkered flag high and proud. Completely new top 3 faces in victory lane for the double features for these guys tonight. And Max Parlin, you were dynamite on that last restart. I bet having to start next to that 8 had you a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous.
But you were on the money at the drop of the green, huh?
Yeah, I went full throttle all the way through and didn't stop until I started checkered.
Who do you want to thank for sponsoring the 26 ride?
NC Hunt Lumber, BNS Paving, Bunker Hill, Cleanup Group. And that's it.
All right. Hey, what's the Frank all about? You want me to start calling you Frank?
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes, please. All right, he's Frank Parlin, I guess. As the crate mods roll out, the ground pounders. All right, Jackson Moorside, great run in second. Who do you want to thank for sponsoring the 88?
I want to thank Nest Beef and Beans, Salmon Snow Construction, Stephen Pelletier and Sons Drywall, Marshall's, Wolf Auto Service, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, Maddie, Julia, and Caleb.
Chastity, great run with the third. Who do you want to thank on the 19 ride tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank William Under Construction, R&K Auto, Folsom's Lawn Care, Folsom Properties, Water's Edge, Healing Oaks Behavioral Health Center, Casella's, Robin's Nest, Bay Mountain Timber Frame, Section Bay Frame, Amsoil. My mom, Travis, and my grandfather couldn't do it without them. They put all their effort into this car. There's no way we'd be here without them.
All right, thank you, Nick Huff. Congrats to our top three, and this shows you the parity in this division. 3 different drivers in the first feature, 3 different drivers in the second feature. You kids don't remember what Jiffy Pop is, do you? Ask Mom and Dad, they know. Let's get going. Green flag is back out. Lead pair remain locked tight in the battle. Ryan Phillips and Bubba Pelton. They'll hit halfway this time by the stripe. John Rickey, maybe the fastest out of those 3, but the kid's going to have to wait and see how this battle up front works out. He's going to choose the outside and get behind Bubba Pelton. John Rickey was the opening day winner in this class. He was a 2-time winner in the 4-cylinder Pro Division last year. Great battle up front between the Pearl Hill Beach Ridge drivers, Bubba Pelton and Ryan Phillips. Pelton able to drive around, and now Ricky's going to try to take his turn on the outside of the number 89. John Rickey right out under the flag stand, loses a little bit of ground. Oh, some contact as they tried to come back down. Nathan Gupta was there.
But those 2 front runners, they've been showing some sparks. They were doing a little bit of Nerf bar slamming. Good racing by Pelton and Phillips so far, and more to come.
They were right there tight on the pace car. A little anxious, but they gave him the start. Pelton and Phillips. Pelton back in charge. Phillips will settle in the second. John Rickey getting anxious, looking at 3 wide, but wisely stays in behind that battle between Ryan Neal and Alan Moore as they race back there for 5th.
Yeah, do you know if he built that one himself, or what's that chassis?
I do not know, unfortunately, but I do know that's a brand new ride that he and Dave Davis have put together. I think they got that 5-car length cushion taken care of now, and they want to go early. They give him the green. All right, so wait, no, Dave might be picky on a night when things are going all right, but hey, we want to get this show done for you guys. They give him the green. We're back underway.
Yeah, and Ryan Phillips is putting up a pretty good fight. Not now, though. That time through 1 and 2, Bubba Pelton did a good job pulling away. Bill Dixon still in the mix. Before the caution, Ethan Guptill was in the top 3, but Bill Dixon takes it away. Bill Dixon is certainly a seasoned modified racer, whether it be on 15-inch tires or 8-inch tires.
Yeah, been a long time in these kind of modes, also past modifieds, and he's been in this game for a long time too. And that battle's starting to heat up again between him and Ethan Guptill. Ethan has taken his modifieds quite nicely in his short career so far, going after third. I think Ethan's only prior experience racing has been in Crown Vics. He'll grab that spot away from Billy Dixon, 6/100ths of a second. This time back, 2 laps to go for Bubba Pelton. Allen made it off the place. He'll nurse that thing back down Port Road. Ryan Phillips going to keep Bubba Pelton honest. Right to the back bumper coming out of turn 2. Pelton will hold it down low and take the white flag. Almost jumped the gun. Phillips had a look at the bottom out of turn 4 that time. Going to try to swing on the line and try it one more time. Now we got the checkered flag. Bubba Pelton will get the win.
Let's send things down to Mick one more time.
Yeah, that's right, Ken. We got no more racing to get through, so we can take our time down here and talk with all of our top 3 and have a good conversation. Bubba Pelton didn't quite have the Super Street finishes that he wanted tonight. But the modified is a different story. Debuting his brand new ride. He had to borrow a ride for the opening day. The brand new one wasn't quite ready, but here comes Ryan Phillips for a congratulatory handshake. Good racing by these two.
I got the curve a little bit, and that was all it took. You were out of there.
Bubba Pelton, everybody, climbing out of the Davis Erector Group 27. All right, Bubba, you got a lot of Super Street / limited experience. What's your modified background like? Is this your first season of modifieds?
Yeah, other than the opening day, I've never even stepped foot in an open wheel car. Maybe just to move around the yard, but that's about it.
So what made you want to hop into this class?
They gave us the opportunity, and Dave likes these cars real lot, and we've always liked them. You know, way back in the day when they had them at Beechridge, we used to see them.
So we've been wanting to know what the scoop is behind this car and this chassis. Where'd it come from? You guys build it, or what's the chassis?
No, it's a Spafco from Connecticut, same one as the 89 car. I did a little research on some stuff, and they said this was like the most friendly user one, so we didn't want to try to buy anything. Usually when you start buying stuff, you end up replacing all the stuff anyways, and it's just as expensive, so.
All right, who do you want to thank for sponsoring the 27 ride tonight?
I got to thank Dave, because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here. Whether it's my Super Street or this, whatever, he puts his heart and soul in this, so do we. But he's a racer like we are. We've been together for 1.5 million years, I think.
All right, Bubba Pelton, everybody, gets a win this evening. After 3 features that he was in, he lands one in the mods. And Ryan Phillips is pretty ecstatic about that battle. Lots of beating and banging, and some sparks were flying. You definitely put on a good show.
Yeah, no, it was great to race with Bubba. I mean, him and I have raced for years down at Beechridge, so I kind of knew what to expect and knew I could trust him to really battle hard. And he got the better of us today. I got over the curb just a little bit. That's all it took for him to get by. You know, I think we had the better car, but it's just one small mistake's all it takes. So big thank you to our sponsors, mainly karting, Briggs Contracting, Dow Excavating, Northeast Wraps, Apex Services. Thank you to everybody.
All right, Ryan Phillips, 2 second-place finishes for the season. And where's our driver? Ethan Guptill. Lost third for a moment there after the restart, but you got it back. Man, you having fun in these things?
Yeah, these things are a blast. I love it. It's probably the best division I've ever run.
And Ken thought that maybe your only racing experience was Crown Vics before this. Is that accurate?
No, they're V6 front-wheel drive class. That's all I have before this.
Oh, okay. Something like that. Close enough. But first V8s, huh?
Yes, definitely, and it's quite a big difference.
And what made you want to get into this class, let alone come to this track? Because you've never been like a regular racer at Wiscasset either, right?
Well, Wiscasset's one of the best tracks around, definitely. The owners are great, Vanessa and Richard. But I wanted to make a step to the next level in my racing career, and this was it.
All right, who do you want to thank for sponsoring the 14 ride?
I want to thank Roy's All Steak Hamburgers, VIP Tires and Service, Rockingham Boat, OB Builders, Class Motorsports, and Rodney's Repair.
All right, great running by Ethan Guptill to get a top 3 piece of hardware tonight. And we'll get these cats up here in front of the 27 ride for some top 3 photos to wrap up the evening for one final time in Coastal Auto Parts Napa Victory Lane. And as always, we'll have Ken send us home with some kind, friendly words.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you very much, Nick Huff. Thanks to our crew. Thanks to our top 3 down there in Victory Lane. Thank to you fans for sticking it with us here and getting through to the end of the show. We knew with a little hard work we'd get it done, and glad to see it done. We are back here next Saturday night, as I said, with Group 2 and our first Enduro of the year. All the details at WiscassetSpeedway.com. One final time on behalf of our track owners, Richard and Vanessa Jordan, and the entire crew, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your weekend, and please travel safely. Good night.
Living in the moment, cause I only got right now. Short life in the fast lane, yeah, but I live in a slow town. I learned everything the hard way, everybody gotta fall down. Yeah, life's full of good days, but sometimes it's a rain cloud. Welcome to real life, this is what it feels like. Sometimes there's a storm cloud, it's not always a clear sky. Ain't always sunshine and rainbows, most times you wait till the bang go. And I need the strength for a tough life, so yeah, that's just what I pray for. If you don't change, nothing changes, why stay the same? It's so basic, that's why I feel so alone. When I'm in a room full of faces and they all smiling at me, with lies they hide behind teeth, they got their knives in their sleeves. That's why I always gotta be living in the moment, cause I only got right now. Short life in the fast lane, yeah, I live in a slow town. I learned everything the hard way, everybody gotta fall down. Yeah, life's full of good days, but sometimes it's a rain cloud. So I'm ready for the good and bad, cause life ain't served on the prettiest platter. So I stay worried when it just don't matter. You can let it all go and keep climbing the ladder, yeah. I think I've been here, how about you? It all seems so familiar like deja vu, or a memory of me when I was young and foolish. Thank God that I learned from the scrapes and bruises, yeah. Sometimes the rain will come falling, gotta take care of the garden and learn to go with the flow. It's just like the waves in the water, you try to fight, it gets harder when you just need to relax. Just try to breathe and kick back and leave the past in the past. Start living in the moment, cause you only got right now. Short life in the fast lane, yeah, but I live in a slow town. I learned everything the hard way, everybody gotta fall down. Yeah, life's full of good days, but sometimes it's a rain cloud. Say why you trying to fight, it's just the way it goes. You just gotta decide whether you stay or fold. Just take the hand you were given and work with what you have. Whether you like it or not, you gon' take it good or bad. So start living in the moment, cause you only got right now. Short life in the fast lane, yeah, but I live in a slow town.